Welcome to the Real Life Alexa channel. I'm Alexa, it's my real life, and I went to a dentist today. Not my favorite thing in the world to do. Definitely feeling a little sore over here, and triggered a bit of a. It didn't get to migraine, but definitely a headache. So I had the afternoon, took it easy, relaxed, took painkillers, Tylenol, whatever. Um, and I'm here. And I was just thinking, this is my 26th video. Although, if we were to count up all of the times I've started, restarted, done a video on a topic and been like, I don't think that's the right topic today, I'm not feeling it. That one went way longer. I rambled in the middle, restart it. Well, I think I'd probably be, we'd have a lot more than 26. But I do try to I do think about what to post, and I do look at which videos have gotten more views and which videos people don't even bother clicking on or click on and peace out after the first minute or 2 minutes. I don't do this for others. I would love that if others could find something useful from my videos, yes. But I made the decision to do this for me. And I've mentioned that a few times. And I have to remind myself. And I think I'm going to call this video Dentist Decisions and Doubt. Oh my. Because this week has just been one of those weeks where stuff has come up. I've had to make some decisions and questioning myself over it all. And the thing is, like, some of the decisions are like nothing, right? And I kind of just remind myself, it's no big deal. It's not a big deal to change your mind down the road if you need to. Some of them are a little bigger. So I took my car to the mechanic. I'm trying to decide if I should buy a new car or not. And if you do that, what do? Do you buy a cheaper car that you know isn't going to possibly last as long, might have more issues? Do you spend more, take out a bigger car loan, have to pay the insurance, the I can't remember which type it is, but you have to have the extra insurance because of the loan, and what do? And then, not even getting into that part, what car do you want? What vehicle do you want? Do you go smaller? Do you go bigger? Do you get a truck? Do you do a van? What do you do? And if you have conflicting things in your life where sometimes you have to drive a lot, so you want something that's small and fuel economic, but then maybe you actually want a bigger car for whatever, weekend hobby you have. So where do you, what balance do you have on those things? And the Midwest has had massive storms over the past day and a half, 2 days. Yesterday was really rough in Iowa. There was a massive tornado that blew through a town southwest of Des Moines. I believe it. The name in my head is Greenfield, and if I have that incorrect, please forgive me. I was reading and looking at it earlier today, and even last night, the pictures. I mean, it destroyed this community, and I can only imagine what the people who have lost their houses and loved ones, and it's horrific devastation. And this was where I started kind of questioning, well, the things that I've had big things go wrong in my life. I've had massive issues. I've had everything. When we were kids, I mean, my entire life was pulled out from underneath me. I lost everything, all of my friends, everywhere I knew. And it was devastating. It still impacts me today. There's no way around that this event was so massive and so traumatic. It has impacted my entire life, and it will continue to impact it. And so I do feel and can imagine, probably badly, but can imagine what these people are suffering right now. But in my daily life, where I am, there is not devastation right here where I can see it, stand in it myself. My car is at the mechanic. I have to think about that. I went to the dentist. I had to think about that. One of my cats has an issue with his eye. We went to the vet, had to think about that, make decisions, right? But these are all such little decisions, but they're my decisions. This is my life. This is the things that I'm currently looking at and facing it and making decisions on. And just seeing that, it's not a discrepancy. I think disparity is probably the better word. I do realize how far I've come from some of my bigger challenges to where I am able to now just sit and worry about, what do I do with my car? Do I want a new car? Do I want to fix a car? Do I want to, and I don't really think the car needs fixing. It runs, it's fine. It gets me where I need to go. So, but these are the sort of the doubts that come into my mind. And I think that's true for everyone is, are we making the right decision? And then I started thinking about it a little more. And in my work over the years, I have done a lot of change management. And I look at my work, have looked at my work. I looked at the opportunities that we could improve. And sometimes you look and you investigate and you're like, hey, we don't actually need to make a change right now. But at least we got the data and we know. And I face things as opportunities to try something. And I know that if we realize that some effect is occurring that we hadn't accounted for, we can change again. We can change direction again. And it doesn't take away all of the doubts, because I think that being conscientious and trying to come up with all of the pros and cons of a situation and trying to think of what might be sort of the string of impact, right? Like you can have things where they're not necessarily noticeably related, but you make a change and then you find out, oh, it did actually impact something over here and in that department. And what are those? Where are those connections that there might be an impact? You can think about those things ahead of time. At a certain point, you have to make a decision. I have been very much over the past, I guess it's coming up on 10 years, taking the Sheryl Sandberg quote, done is better than perfect, from her book, Lean In. I want to say it was in her book, but it's where the concept comes from. Taking that to heart, at a certain point, trying to sit there and perfect something, you're not getting a return on that time investment. And done is better than perfect. So you get it done, you go live, and then you're actually going to find issues faster, but you're also going to get input from other people that you are never going to think of yourself. And that will help you make a better end product, whatever that product, whether it's a change management process, whatever. You're going to get input from others that's going to make the product better in the end. So I'm trying very hard to apply that to my own life. And I've done a lot of work and growing over the past 10 years. So I'm proud of where I am. I think there is value in revisiting some lessons and reevaluating yourself and how far you've come. Because you can sit and, you can accomplish something really good and be really proud of yourself and like, oh wow, I did so well. I've got all of this ability and I can do things and be really hyped up and confident for a while. And then as life goes on and you don't do something big, you can start to hear those doubts come back into your mind, that little voice. And sometimes you just have to sit and maybe you have done big things, but because they have been spread out over time, you don't see it as big and a win as it is. So taking stock, readjusting course, making decisions, and then knowing that you don't have to live with that decision forever for the most part, for most decisions. It's weird how synchronicity, a lot of things have come up lately. Sorry, I itch. I. Oh my. Okay. Sorry. It's weird how a few things have happened all at the same time, and maybe it's because I'm thinking of it and I notice it. This sort of same idea and lesson and concept has been around for the past couple of weeks, and so that's where this video came from. Went to the dentist. We're making decisions. Sure, I have doubt. How do we handle that? We look at the data, we look at the facts, we make a decision based on that, not emotion. And then we remind ourselves that, hey, we can always change our minds and change course if we find that the decision we made is not the right one for us. That means big ones, little ones, everything in between. Well, if you made it this far, thank you. And I hope you had a good Wednesday. Be kind to yourself.